What's up, everybody? It's Cheeseman, the co-owner of GeoGensBox. GeoGensBox recently released for, I believe, Season 3 this time. We have a lot of really nice updates, like some building remakes to the new boxes, as well as the Skybox up there and the Christmas box over here. But the main focus of this video is going to be the Christmas box, mainly the parkour of the Christmas box. So if you go into the Christmas box here through that portal at spawn, you might find a lot of interesting structures here. Now, first thing, you might not even realize there is parkour because there's just so much to distract you around here. This slime here might be a little hint. You can see some ladders around, some cool stuff on the walls, some little decorations up there that aren't actually decorations, they're parkour. But what you first may be wondering is, where do you start the parkour? Now, that's an interesting question because there are actually 3 levels of parkour. But in this video, I'm going to be giving you a quick tutorial to all of those, as well as what exactly those can entail. So, starting off with the easy parkour, just to clarify, there's an easy level, a medium level, and a hard level, so we're going to be covering all 3 of those. The first one, the easy one, starts over here, under the front right hoof of our little Rudolph. So if you start on this hoof, you'll see some ice over here, jump on that, go over on top of the gingerbread house, go onto this candy cane, onto the ladder. The path for the easy parkour is pretty straightforward, unlike possibly some of the others. But in this part, when you jump on the tree, just have to follow the red carpet, and then if you stay on there, you should be able to pretty easily get to the next part. And then here you're going to jump into this thing on the wall. You're going to see this big sign that says use leather boots. I should already have leather boots on already, so I'm going to go ahead and enter this. Basically how this thing works is, if you look at it from the outside, there's a little path of powdered snow covered by stained glass that you have to navigate through by holding space and shift to go up and down. So what that's going to look like if you go inside here. First you have this little up sign, which means you hold space, go up here, go forward, and then go down, hold shift, forward, hold space, forward, hold shift, forward, hold space again, and forward. Then you hit this little fence here to stop you from walking off, go to the other side of it, then just jump up this little spiral here. It's kind of meant to look like a candy cane block. I just think red glazed terracotta looks pretty Christmassy. Go up this water here. The torches are just to make sure the water doesn't turn into ice. Try to avoid that level, but if you can't, there's some water right here to save you. Then we got these little snowflakes here. These are supposed to be accurate to the snowflakes that actually fall from the sky in the snow, like Minecraft snow animation. So that's pretty cool. I ignore that. That was embarrassing. But that's not actually a very hard jump. I'm just gonna demonstrate it a few times. It's not as hard as I just made it look. But so after you get up here, you're gonna jump on these candy canes, go all the way around until you get onto this big candy cane here. This is one of the centerpieces of the whole thing. And then you might see these signs that say bounce, so you're going to look down, see that little red and green there in the middle of my crosshair. You're going to be aiming for that. So if you hit that bounce just right, you should be able to land in the stocking on the bed to reduce fall damage. And from there, you have a little shop. Looks like someone's already in here. This little shop named Nicholas is going to sell you the elf wrench and knock back 2 items. Then, now we're going to take a little tour of the medium parkour. So the interesting part about the medium parkour is that the entrance is partially secret, but it's definitely not the hugest secret of the whole thing, so I am going to give you a little guide of how to get into it at least. So it actually starts out with the easy parkour, and you've already seen how to do most of that, so I'm just going to skip through some of it. If we go to this part with the candy canes over here, once we jump up all of these and get onto this big candy cane, what you might notice is that this blue ice here, or is it? Yeah, it's blue ice, forms a bit of a suspicious pattern. It almost looks like a down arrow here, and if you look at kind of where it's pointing, you'll see a little light at the bottom of that hole. So what you're going to do is jump down that, make sure you're wearing leather boots. And then you land on here. That should soften your fall, and if you jump up here, go inside the candy cane, there's actually a whole nother level of parkour inside the candy cane. This is the medium level. And the interesting part about this one is that we've decided to make a speedrunning system for this parkour. So the rules of the speedrun are, you have to start at the very back corner of this block. The instant you start moving is when your time starts. And then once you get all the way to the top here, just gotta kind of work my way around this. I'll show you how to do the parkour itself in a minute. Get up here. Your time ends when you open Frost's shop. Frost currently doesn't have any offers, but when this message pops up in chat, then we'll know your time was officially ended. We'll probably be adding stuff to this shop soon, so don't worry about that. You will get separate rewards if you record this parkour segment. So, first of all, before you do the medium parkour, I would like to also point out it would be better to record in case you do get a good speedrun time. If you don't record and you just beat the parkour in general, or you do record and you don't get a time that's viable for the top level speedruns, then there is probably going to be a medium level knockback item up there for you anyways. So that's still good. But basically how the speedrunning system is going to work. We're going to be asking you guys for videos of you doing the parkour with the guidelines that I already talked about. And the top 3 times for the speedrun are going to get their own rewards. The top 1 being the best, and then top 2 being the second best. And then there's also going to be a separate time threshold that I'm going to set myself later. And anyone who meets that time threshold is going to get their own little reward. So that's basically how that works, and I'm going to show you how to do the parkour itself. So you start at the back here, walk up this little wooden staircase, jump on this ladder. There are a lot of ladder jumps here, and like, kind of just jump around. It's kind of hard to fit vertical parkour into a 2x2 space, but I try to make it work. Jump on these glass panes, jump around here. Now, this part is particularly tricky, especially when you get over to this side, because if you go too far over here too quickly, you just fall off there. So you actually have to really slowly kind of navigate around that fence in order to get up here, and that's part of what makes the speedrun part so hard. So then you walk on here and jump up these fences, onto this slab, onto here, walk off onto this... Oh right, I can break things. Just put that back. Walk off onto this part here, and then climb on the ladder, block, fence, and then get on this ladder. This part's a little hard because if you do it wrong, you could end up like that, and then I just got lucky there, but if you get unlucky, you could actually fall kind of down here, which isn't a huge loss, but still, it's lost time in a speedrun. So usually how I do it is I sprint to the edge and then get under the ladder and then go to the side. But it's really whatever works for you. Then you climb on this. It looks a little weird, but it does just function as a normal ladder. The frick is... He might have been wall climbing. Anyways. So here, if you look around, if you just peek around, you see a little ladder there. So this is a corner jump. Might have to attempt that a few times to stick it. There we go. And then another corner jump here. You have to be careful there, because if you hit this edge of that, it's just gonna make you fall down. Up here, this is the part where it gets a little easier. Make sure you jump on this side of the trapdoor. That's gonna help you out, and not this side, because this side is riskier because of this ladder here. So if you jump on this side here, then you can jump over onto this, and then there's a little trapdoor staircase there for you. Jump on this little part, and then up into this ladder, and then hold shift while you go around up here. And then I'm going to give you a little tip. You actually don't have to navigate these cobwebs in order to enter the shop. If you do enter the shop from here, that will count as the end of your time. But, I mean, just in case you want a little easier access, you can actually climb up these. It'll just take a little while, and then get into Frost. Right there. So that's how you do the medium parkour. I'm going to go ahead and spectator out of here. Whoops. Spectator out of here real quick. So we can start the hard parkour. So the hard parkour is not hidden. There's no hidden start. It just starts over by the candy cane here. It's a little bit hard to find, but it is on this ladder. I saw a few people attempting it earlier. It's very difficult. So it starts off... oh, also another disclaimer for this one. You are definitely going to want to record when you start this one, because there is no really debugging that has been done for this parkour. Or not really debugging, more like de-cheesing. So it's very easy to cheat the parkour. You can even access the end of it from the easy parkour if you jump down. which is why there's actually no reward at the end of the hard parkour. In order to get a reward for beating the hard parkour, which is extremely difficult, by the way, not even I can do it, in order to get the reward, you have to submit a video of you beating it the correct way. So absolutely make sure you are recording if you're going to attempt this parkour seriously. Anyways, now on to actually beating it. So, when we get up on this ladder, we start off with a little 3+1 on the ladder there, another 3+1, another 3+1. I missed that one, but they're easier to do if you retain the momentum. And then jumping up here, you kind of have to jump back and around in order to land on this ladder. And then you just do that again, and do that again. I'm surprised I hit that 3 times in a row. Then you have a, it's hard to see, but you have a 4-block jump this way. Whoops. Let's get back up there. From here, it's also hard to see, but you can jump on this pane. And then another pane. From here, it looks like, all of these are, like, barely possible, but really the only one that can actually be done is this one over here on the left. So, we're gonna go ahead and jump over there, another 4-block jump onto the fence there. And then you jump out of this ladder. Now in this part, you actually have to walk off the ladder a little bit so you can go under the fence and come up on the other side. That's a little bit tricky to do. And then you go ahead and jump onto the tree from here. So you may recall in the easy parkour, when you were on the tree, you had to follow some red carpet to get around. And this one you have to follow black carpet. And a lot more of the hard parkour is based around the tree than in the easy parkour. So keep that in mind. There are going to be a lot of tricky jumps on the way here that are like very hard for me to do. So this one is a head jumper onto that block over there. So if you kind of crouch to the edge here, you can do a little sprint jump. If you do it correctly, which I didn't, you should land on here. Then you have just a regular 1-block Neo, and then you actually have a corner Neo, which is a little harder than a 1-block Neo, but still not that bad. I kind of got lucky there. From here, you have to jump around here. This part is a little tricky to spot. I tried to write some signs here that say land, but you can still even barely see them from here. So, but where you're supposed to land is this little one with the black carpet right there. It's really just the one that doesn't have snow on it. Except in order to land it, you actually have to head jump on this block. So sprint to the edge, head jump, and then land. Just like that. And then from here, you do a +1 Neo. That's an, like, elevated Neo. I don't actually know the name for it, but that's what I call it. Anyways, now you're going to go inside the tree trunk here, where you're going to do some parkour that's kind of similar to the medium parkour. It's just that, like, 2x2 kind of ladder fence, whatever style. This part, it honestly still confuses me. I built it, and I don't even know how to do it, like, properly. It's just, you kind of just have to throw yourself at it, like, okay, how did you get in here? Try to get, like, in between kind of the fences and the ladders. This kid's trying to stream snipe. And, if you do it correctly, I mean, there's a way to do it, I promise you. You can also kind of go on the edge here and then kind of go around and stay on this, but I promise you, if you do this enough times, you will get it. Anyways, once you're up here, jump over here onto this black carpet, then you have this little jump over here, and then a jump onto here, up, 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 and then over into this little gap here. You're going to kind of go back through the tree trunk, and then this is a head jumper. Going around here, this part's pretty basic. This part is a little weird. I think there was one of these last year, except it was protected, which means if you fell, you could just get back up, but that's not the case in this one. I mean, if you fall here, you can kind of just, like, go like that, so it's not really that bad. But how you do this is you do a head jump around to the outside and then go back in to land on that block. So it's a little tricky to pull off, but if you do it right... See if I can stick this for the recording. Okay, I got close there. Okay, we're just... Alright. It is quite a hard jump, I will tell you that. There we go. Alright, so we made that. Then you kind of go around here. This is just some basic stuff. This jump is a little tricky, watch out for that. And then this jump is a head jumper onto 2-block space, so that's a little weird. But you kind of just have to be careful with how you shift jump, which I did not do that correctly, or sprint jump, I mean. But once you land in here, you kind of have to do a head jump around this corner. Man, these are like freaking tricky, I will tell you that. This is a very, very hard parkour course. jump around here, and then once you get here, you have another elevated Neo, except this one's a header, so it's a little harder than a regular one. And then here you have a header regular Neo. So if you do that, you should get on the inside of the trunk again, kind of go around here. This is one of those like header quarter jumps. There's not much risk to it. And then once you get around here, this part is a little hard. You can't exactly just sprint onto the ladder, you'll just fall. So be careful not to do that because there's a lot of risk there. I kind of purposely made it so that there's a long hole there for you to fall down if you do it wrong. So how you're supposed to do it is shift to the edge and then jump and hold shift at the same time so you stay on the ladder, and then hold shift while you kind of climb over here. From here you do another kind of little corner header jump. This block right here in particular makes this jump like very annoying, so definitely be on the lookout for that. There is a little savior there, you will land back on the course. This one is a regular header Neo, and then this one is a cross Neo with protection. So if you were to fail that, which is very easy to do, you can just kind of fall on here and then get back up, as long as you don't like jump over the edge somehow. Anyways, then you'll jump back up, and here this is a double Neo with protection. So double Neos are definitely pretty hard, especially with only one block of momentum. I kind of want to see if I can do it just once, but if you do fall, you know, there's just that area you can kind of step back up and try it again. It's really, there's really no risk to it. You just kind of got to keep doing it until you make it. I might not be able to do it for the recording, unfortunately. Oh, that was really close. But anyways, if you do get it, you should land around this block. From here, you actually have to jump inside this snowflake, and then over here, and then over here. So you have to navigate those snowflakes. This has to land on the redstone, which is that redstone right there. If you land on any other block, then you're just going to fall down because there are barrier blocks. So to do that, you kind of have to go to the edge here and then just jump around like that. And then it says behind Reindeer's Head, and that's because that's where the shop used to be. But if you go inside the Reindeer's Head here, then that would count as you officially completing the course. And some ways to cheese this are by, for example, going to the candy canes on the easy parkour and then just like simply jumping down. Like, it's really that easy, which is why we require the recordings. But yeah, that was a simple tutorial on the parkour of the new GeoGensBox for Christmas area. So just a little recap. The easy parkour starts here and ends in the stocking, and you will get a knockback 2 item for doing it. The medium parkour starts behind this candy cane and ends at the top of it with the little snow leopard. And you will get probably in the future a reward for beating it, and then a bigger reward for meeting a certain time threshold, and then of course there's the speedrunning leaderboard, which gives you even bigger rewards. And then the hard parkour starts, some berries there. The hard parkour starts on this ladder over here and ends behind the reindeer head, and if you do record yourself doing that and submit it to us and you've done it legitimately, then we will give you a great reward for that, I promise you, because this parkour is ridiculously hard. So now that that's over, I just want to show you some features of the Christmas area that you might not be able to see from the ground. So first of all, looking at the tree from different angles can be pretty cool, especially if you're like way high up. So I just wanted to like give you guys a little 360 of that. It's pretty nice. Looking at the candy cane from above can also be pretty cool. And then the reindeer also looks a lot better if you're kind of looking at it head on. Just a cute little guy here. Just a cute little Rudolph. He's got all the bling on his antlers. Very nice, very nice. And then actually, if you come around the back here, he does have a tail that's kind of pressed up against the wall, so it's hard to see. And then this gingerbread house here, it has a lot of super nice decorations. Very nice, high quality building on this one. That kind of snow, like kind of checkerboard thing is supposed to represent icing the roof. I think that's a nice detail. And then, let's see. There's also some cool snowflakes on the walls if you want to look at those. There's one over here, 2 over here, 1 here, 1 there. I actually built those myself, not to brag. But that's just a nice little touch. And then this stocking here, if you want a little 360 view of that, is the end of the easy parkour. This kind of wreath. So yeah. That's about all you need to know about Christmas, specifically the parkour part. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM on Discord at cheese.man. It is spelled like that. I can answer any questions you need about the area or how the parkour works. So yeah, have fun on GeoGensBox. See ya.